It seems to me you're a bit of a cowboy the way you're carrying on.
You listening? Fucking listen to this.
Legends, how good is the intro? Well, I think it's good. Anyway, welcome back to another episode 4 to be precise, of the Throttle On Full Send Never Lift podcast. We're slowly making our way through the episodes and we're getting there. So, kudos to me. Episode 4. All right, we're going to dive straight into it because I've got a weekend to be had. And yes, you guessed it. 48-hour break, a bit of time with the babies, a bit of time at home. Oh, how good. Can't wait. Should be a good reset. Put the mind at ease for the weekend. Have a couple of beers with the partner. Who knows? Possibilities are endless. We'll never know until we start the weekend. Righto, in saying that, new platform, YouTube. They're getting uploaded to that. Spotify should be up and running by the time this comes out. Fucking hopefully. All that's stopping me is because of my logo. Jesus, if that's all I got to worry about with the shit I talk. Anyway, um, yeah, and I just want to say a big thank you again. Big shout out to the listeners, people who are taking the time out of their day to listen. I know it's probably not everyone's cup of tea, and you're probably just doing it out of a pity listen, but still makes it look like I got some followers. And that's the thing. When she's on the YouTube, subscribe, hit the button. Got the Facebook page out. New episodes will be shouted out on there to let everyone know. So get on there, hit follow, and yeah, follow the journey. And coming into the weekend, if you are going out to become an absolute creature over the weekend, or whether you're having a quiet one and just going for a drive with the family, one thing's for certain, and one thing I always want to see is everyone just being safe out there. Make sure you get home after the weekend, even though we're only going to work. Just be safe, have fun, be safe. That's the main thing. So, anyway, my weekend should be pretty steady. Probably working on a couple of episodes there, do a bit of editing, learn a few new things, come up with some more shite to talk. And yeah, anyway, let's dive into it. Something I spoke of the other day with my new segment, piss spoilers. Well, we'll get to that during the episode. But the piss spoiler there the other day was about people shitting in parking bays. Well, oh, I was just checking me cattle and walking around, and I just want to pay tribute. Some old mate must have had a bit on bad day, bad kebab, one, his jocks zero. And they hadn't been just used to wipe, they'd been proper shat. So, yeah, take a minute silent if you will, just to remember the clothing that we've lost. Which brings me to what roadside mishaps have cost you a pair of jocks or a pocket sleeve, something along the sorts? We don't always have that option to go to the toilet. But remember, don't shit on the bitumen. Get out there in the fucking scrub. Yeah, let us know. Tell us a funny yarn. I know I've had some fucking doozies over the time, and some of them have been within walking distance to a toilet, as Kevin Bloody Wilson spoke of, being outback drunk. Been there a few times, lost a few pairs of jocks to to the drunkenness. But anyway, yeah, I thought, I thought that was a yeah bad day for all involved. Anyway, moving along, bit of a product review, bit of a quick one. What uh, in the I know there's a lot of shiny people in the trucking industry, shiny wheels, shiny tanks, shiny bullboats, shiny fucking everything. And I just want to get everyone's thoughts because the product I'm reviewing today is purple polish. I love it. I don't know what everyone else has used, but when I'm probably once, I don't know, every 5 years, give the tanks a bit of a spruce, give the bull bar a bit of a shine. Purple polish, that's my go-to. Never lets me down. Always brings out a good shine. Never used it with a buffer or anything like that. Always just a bit of elbow grease, bit of hard work. But yeah, I can't fault it. Give me a good workout. Get a good arm pump after a solid day of polishing one tank. Because 9 times out of 10, you're usually doing it while you're having a beer. And by the time you realise that you've only polished one tank, you've polished off a whole box. Because when you do it once every 5 years, yeah, it takes a bit. But I'll give this truck a bit of a lick over soon. Just yeah, do the tanks and the bull bar. She'll come up good. Depends how. I like sleep, so I can't sit there like some fellas after a day's work and give the give the mirrors a polish and the steps a polish. I can't do that. I like sleep too much because if I'm not sleeping, I'm driving. And if I'm not driving, I'm fucking sleeping. The last thing that I want to be thinking about is a fucking truck after I've been battling all day in the heat and the dust and with cattle playing up. I know it's all good and well to be shiny, but yeah, fuck that. But each to their own. If you do like polishing after a day's work, grow your own boat. It's just something that's don't get me wrong, I like having a shiny truck. There's nothing better than standing back, taking a Snapchat photo of a big shiny truck. But yeah, and it is a credit to some fellas that do keep it like that. Unreal. There's a few fellas here where I work. Oh, shout out to them. Bloody credit to you. Shiny as forefront of the company. So yeah, let me know. What polish do you guys recommend or love using to keep your rigs shining? Also, how good is the aircon? Oh, sorry. Credit to the boys in the workshop. They took her in there, got serviced up, and got the aircon fixed. So we're laughing now. It's actually maybe a little bit too cold. No, never, never too cold. So, yeah, thanks for that, fellas. If you're listening one day, yeah, shout out to you guys. Now we'll dive into a bit of mental health awareness. As some of you may know, October 1st to October 31st is Mental Health Awareness Month. And today being the 10th of October, it is World Mental Health Day. And straight to the point, if you see someone struggling, go and have a yarn to 'em. Have a chat. Don't be a dick. Don't just tell them to get over it. Some things are harder than others to deal with. Talk to them, find out their story, and see if you can help. You don't even have to talk about what's wrong. Just say, "How you going, mate? How's everything cracking along? You going all right?" Little conversation like that can uplift someone's day. And on the part of not being a dick. I know a few people around when it comes to the likes of "Are you okay?" and all that sort of stuff. They pull the piss out of it. Well, come on, guys. It's it's not a joke. We're getting away from that side of things. As some of the sayings are, it ain't weak to speak. Just just get amongst each other, and you don't have to get in everyone's head, but just make their day. Say good day. Going down the road, give someone a big wave. Be enthusiastic. I seen a bloke there the other day. I was pulled up at the roadworks. I don't know who he is. I don't know the man from Bar Soap. But he was getting into his work. He sit there, he's on the stop and go button, and he is just dancing. And every car that went past, he's giving them a wave. And I thought to myself, well, go you, old mate, because that someone could be having the shittest day out and going, fucking roadworks. And then when they get up to where you are and you're grooving about, having a good time, smile on your face, waving to everyone, that'd be enough to bring someone's day up. I know it did for me. I had a bit of a chuckle, bit of a laugh, and I thought, fucking oath. Get into your work, brother. If you love it, get into it and make someone's day. Little things like that. Simple as. No, I know from me past experiences that people do reflect off each other. And I'm not going to say that I'm always look like I'm 100% fucking smiling and happy and everything like that, because deep inside I'm not with some things. But it's all about how you, yeah, how you don't have to fucking walk around with a big gaping smile on your face and everything like that. But just remember, your attitude could change someone else's attitude and way to look at things. So if you're having a shit day, 9 times out of 10, people around you that are working close with you, you're going to bring them down. They're going to have a fucking shit day. Some people don't get brought down by others' actions. I know I'm a bad one for it. If someone's having a whinge or a fucking something like that, I get involved because it brings me down. So I start fucking letting loose on my thoughts. But yeah, simple thing like, oh, mate, just put a smile on your face. Even if you don't have to pretend. If you're genuinely not happy, it's hard to act happy. But if you're like me and just can sort of move away from my feelings and make sure everyone else is feeling great, if that's what makes you happy, do that. But in saying that, try and look at the positives of life. You're there, you're still breathing. There's a lot more people a lot worse off. And that's one thing that, yeah, I always remember when I'm getting down in the dumps is someone else out there is doing it a lot tougher than what I am. So back to the ain't weak to speak. Like you need to speak up. I can't stress it enough. I'm not going to bang on about it for the next 20 minutes, but just just let someone know you're not okay if you aren't, because I don't know what your mates are like, but my mates, my family, the first thing if I'm looking down or I let them know that I'm not feeling real well, they're straight onto it, straight up for yarn. Good mate of mine, shout out to him, Dylan. He every couple of weeks I'll get a message from him just out of the blue, and all it says, "Love you, brother. Hope you're doing well." And fuck me. That every time I read it brings a tear to my eye. It's bringing a tear to my eye right now. I've been mates with that man since we were kids, both the same age, both grew up in a small country town, and we both sort of had the same sort of outlook on life, partied together, played sport together, everything like that, and we've just been good mates. So yeah, that message I get from him, and I'll send him a message every now and then. Same thing. Love you, brother. Keep it up. And just that gives me shivers just thinking about it. So if you've got that person that does that for you, you fucking hold on to them tight because that's what that's what being a mate's all about. And them mates will know. They don't even have to be talking to you. It must be like a sixth sense or something like that because I know a couple of times I've been real dark, just down, and it must be just a intuition for for me, mate, Dylan. He he'll just send me a message. How you going, brother? Are you all good? We'll have to catch up for a beer soon. Love ya. And oh, and you think to yourself, well, there must be some sort of connection between us and being mates for him to just out of the blue send me that when I know I'm down at me worst. So yeah, shout out to him. I love you, brother. Um, yeah, the things we've done in life and and the and the conversations we've had, I'm 100% thankful for it. And if you don't have that person to talk to, we all know there is helplines out there, whether it be Beyond Blue, you can contact them via their phone, which is 1300 224 636 to have a chat with someone, or you can do it online, speak to a online counselor, um, anyone that's needing urgent help that maybe thinking about self-harm or anything silly like that, please either call 000, call someone, um, because yeah, it's not worth it. Another one out there for you is Lifeline, which you can contact on 131114. And it doesn't even have to be for yourself. If you're worried about someone, and we all know in this industry, we all know hundreds of people, and I can guarantee you there's one person that you're worried about. And if you don't, it's quite possible that you could be that person if you're struggling with some things. But get in contact with them organisations. They'll give you advice on what to do if you're struggling or you know someone who's struggling and you're worried about them. And just don't be ashamed to do it. Like you could save a life. It's 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 just that simple. What's it worth to you? If you want that person to continue to suffer and not get out there and give them a bit of a hand, whether it be through an organisation like that or just a general chat. It's it's not right. That's what we need to do. We just need to, yeah, help each other out. It's the only way you get through life is at one point in life you're going to need help. Trust me. And I never thought I would, but several times, even now, still people are still helping me. So yeah. Following on from that, we'll end that with the quote of the day. And I thought that with what I've just said, this quote really stands out to me, and it states, "Self care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you." And that's if that doesn't speak out to you, I don't know what will. So yeah, just look after yourself, look after each other, be kind. That's the main thing. You never know who's struggling or what they're struggling with. Just be kind. That's all I can say. I'll read out a bit of a poem. It's another poem. It's a bit of a long one, this one, but it's another one I wrote when I was feeling down, when I didn't think I had anyone and no one seemed to be answering me. People, you got to remember too, people have their own lives, but yeah, it got to me enough to write this. So it's yeah, it's a bit long, bit drawn out, but I'll give it a shot. And it's called Feeling Some Kind of Way. It's that cry for help when you're beaten down, broken, and all alone. But why would you expect them to be there when they can't even pick up the phone? You make a pact with mates through thick and thin, and you say you'll be there for whatever trouble they're in. But it's easy to say, I'm only a phone call away, but no one seems to answer when you're feeling some kind of way. Because when you feel some kind of way, it's not easy to say it. We'll always beat around the bush and try to downplay it. Because head noise hits everyone different, and we need to see the signs, try to understand and read between the lines. Those three simple words, are you okay, could help someone open up and make it through another day. Now, I'm not saying that I've always been perfect at being that one phone call away, but I know sure as hell I'd be with you if I looked down at my phone and see you were feeling some kind of way. I just couldn't stand knowing that I had it laid out in front of me, plain and simple like food on my plate, and then having to stand up at a funeral crying, no, I left it too late. And sometimes it is never easy to ask that simple question I spoke of before, especially, when you know the answer is from someone displaying emotion so raw. I'm begging you, please just check on your mates because that one phone call may be all that it takes to change someone's mind and let them know that you are there, that you will help them through and you sincerely care. Because no matter who you are or how tough you may seem, what I speak of doesn't discriminate, and sadly, too often it can decide somebody's fate. So just remember, please, when you look down at your phone and see that person's name and think to yourself, I'll call them back another day, always know that there is a possibility that they may be feeling some kind of way. So yeah, that's another little poem I wrote there. Hope you enjoy it. I'll one of these days I'll get to a bit more light-hearted one that I've written. So yeah, but I feel that that's fitting for people that feel like there's no one there to answer, and for people that may be that person that someone leans on. Just remember that if they call, that could be it. Oh no. Moving along to the segment of hair spoilers. And I was thinking, I know we went through the whole stage of getting rid of plastic bags, using reusable bags, stuff like that. But as a lot of you fellas that know, and ladies, always got to include the ladies, when you're out on the road late at night, limited places to pull up, places to be able to get food, groceries, stuff like that. When you go into a survey, boils my piss. Well, it did the other day. Not all the time, but it did the other day at one servo in particular. I had about 12 items, and the lady behind the counter said the amount. I swiped my card, paid for it, and they weren't small items, drinks, frozen meals, a few bags of lollies to chew on while you're getting down the road. And finished paying for it and that, and she said, "Have a good night. Have a good night." And I sort of looked at her. I looked down at the 12 items sitting on the counter, and now I'm only one man with two arms. And I said, "Could I grab a bag, please?" And she looked at me in disgust as if it was the stupidest fucking question she's ever heard. More or less to say, "You're kidding, right? You should be able to carry all that." And I'm thinking, fuck you. You either help me carry it to the truck or you give me a bag. Anyway, I said, "Could I grab a bag, please?" And she said, "Really?" I thought, right, no worries. I said, "Yeah, fucking really." Anyway, that was just a little piss boiler for me. Not, I understand the whole reusable bags and you should be carrying bags, but there's only limited shit you can carry in your truck. and fucking I don't carry a full cupboard full of bags. So yeah, just a random one to wrap up the show with. Righto, into a joke. There's a bloke walking down the street now. He was happy sort of a fella, and he's getting along, and it's I don't know 8 o'clock on a Monday morning, and he's walking along, and he's just thrusting the fuck out of the air, like he's rooting while he's walking. Anyway, everyone's looking at him. He passes by, and he's got the hips swaying, thrusting away. Anyway, I got the better of one fella, and he walked up to him. He said, "Mate, don't mind me asking, but what are you doing?" And he turns to this fella, and he goes, "Fucking nothing." Anyway, guys, oh, that was terrible. Anyway, that was my joke. So send him in if he's got any better. But righto, she's the weekend. It's time to knock off. I'm going home. So look after yourselves. Keep it upright, and the old saying, never lift. Have fun.